Is the most gut-wrenching thing your spouse has said to you? My wife's confession flipped my world upside down. On Saturday night my wife, sister and my mother joined me for a Veterans Day related event at a local hotel. There my wife randomly ran into a former co-worker named John, and they spent a good chunk of the evening catching up. He basically kept coming over to our table and kept saying how thrilled he was to see her. At one point she went to the ladies' room with my sister but ended up staying with him at another table. She was never really far from me, and I didn't think much of it, but I did notice she was drinking a lot more than usual, considering we rarely drink. The event ended around midnight and most people had cleared out already, but she and John were still talking, at which point I came over and said, "Honey, we have to go, our Uber is waiting." As we walked to the car she made it clear she was not happy about me coming over and breaking up their conversation and called me a freaking piece of crap, which made me laugh out loud because she never talks like that, which in turn made her more mad. We got in the car and I sat in the front, while my wife, sister, and mother sat in the back seat. As the driver started heading home, my wife rudely asked him where he was going. The driver said he was following the GPS, and she shouted at him saying, "No. I'm going to Norm's. I'm hungry." Norm's is a 24-hour Denny's type restaurant that we've been to only once in recent years. I apologized to the driver and asked him to keep following the GPS home, but she kept saying she was going to Norm's. This behavior was completely out of character for my wife, who is a well-educated and very respectful woman. She had never caused a scene in public and was usually always very friendly to our Uber drivers. My sister and mother sat there quietly until my sister texted me, "She wants to go to Norm's because that's where John is going." I can see her phone and he's texting her right now. After that I told my wife, who was getting louder and more obnoxious, that we could go to Norm's for Sunday brunch in the morning, but that we needed to get home. From there things took a turn for the worse. She started screaming something like, "What am I going to do at home? Play around with your little pecker? Your little pecker does nothing for me. I should have screwed John when I had the chance. It's time I start being intimate with real men." Boom. My world fell apart right there in that stranger's car, with the three people I love the most in this world. My sister and mother intervened by telling her to shut up, but she kept going, telling me how bad I was in bed and how I couldn't get her pregnant, along with a bunch of other outrageous things I can't even repeat because it hurts so much. When we finally got home